When you're trying to move forwards with your life and that ex of yours is running around your mind rent-free constantly, day in, day out, it's incredibly hard to move forward into a much happier, more peaceful state of mind. There is techniques that you can use to get them out of your headspace and get that emotional detachment that you need so that you can move forwards with your life. Your mind is an incredibly powerful thing, and when it's been programmed to think a certain way over a long period of time, you get stuck in that programming. And with the trauma bond from the attachment to your ex, because of all those highs and lows, your body does release natural chemicals to your body, so you are weaning yourself off a natural drug, and it is hard, which is why no contact is the best option. If you can't go no contact, then it is grey rock, but you need to limit the time around them so that you can wean yourself off and move forwards into your life and where you want to take yourself now. Your mind is incredibly powerful, and it has two settings. It has your default setting, which is autopilot, where you just drift through thoughts on a day-to-day basis, and this is a good mode to have because you do need it. You do learn stuff and pick up stuff, and you do need that default, you do need that autopilot just to get on with day-to-day jobs without thinking too much about it. Then you do also have a direct mode, which is deliberately thinking about stuff and deliberately bringing yourself back into the present moment. You have a choice now whether you want to keep repeating those thoughts, keep repeating those patterns, keeping yourself trapped and stuck in that situation, or whether you want to evolve onto a much happier life. You have the ability to deliberately change the way you think. It is a skill, it is a skill set. It does take practice, it does take work. You may stumble a few times along the way, but you've just got to keep going and keep driving yourself forwards until you achieve it. Now, one of the first methods you can use is writing it all down. You've got all these beliefs in your head. You may have negative beliefs, and you may have limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are when you're telling yourself that you cannot get over them. That is limiting your ability. You need to start telling yourself that you can get over them, and you will get over them, and you will have a happy life. So one of the first methods you can use is by writing all these thoughts down that are in your headspace. So writing down what you're thinking, because your mind does play tricks on you. Your mind does, if you're missing them because of that trauma bond, your mind will be telling you the good stories, the positive stories, the things that you do miss, and making the negative stories not as bad as they actually were. So you end up believing that you do still love them and you do still want them, and it's a difficult situation to be in, and it's a difficult situation to get out of. So writing down what you're thinking and why you're thinking it, and then writing down the actual story of what truly happened, the severity of the things that did go off. And you must remember not to blame yourself no matter what anyone does. No one deserves abuse, mental or physical. So write it down, read it out, destroy it however you want to destroy it. Even write them a letter with all your feelings, because toxic people tend to not give you closure, so you've got to give yourself that closure. The other one is pattern interrupt, which is a great technique. Again, it takes practice, it is a skill set, and it's something that you do need to master. Now, your brain automatically has pattern interrupt in there anyway, because if you go into a room for something and then you walk in and forget why you're in there, that's your brain automatically doing pattern interrupt for you, because your mind's wandered onto something else. So when that thought comes into your head about your ex that you don't want to be thinking about, you've got to consciously remove that thought. You've got to consciously tell yourself, no, I'm not thinking about that anymore. I want to think about this, and start dreaming about future plans. Even if you're not sure where you want to go right now, that doesn't matter. Just bring yourself into the present moment, what you're doing. So if you're cooking, Concentrate on that cooking, think about that cooking, bring yourself into that moment. If you're driving, concentrate on the driving. Now, yes, you should be concentrating when you're driving a car anyway, but the same with your mind, the skill set of learning a new pattern. And when you go out there and learn how to drive a car, when you first start, there's so much to learn and it's uncomfortable. And for some people, it can be a hard thing to learn. But then once you get it and once you're in that car, once you've passed your test, once you've been driving a few years, you kind of just get from A to B on autopilot. And that is what you need to do with your thinking. Even if you're just struggling to get up and do tasks because your mind's thinking about the past, then you need to tell yourself that I am going to get up and I am going to do it. And you need to follow through. You need to actually action that step and take that step to do that, to change that thinking. Sometimes it might help if you're thinking about them, just to put some music on and have a dance around and have a giggle and get those endorphins into your body, those feel-good hormones to bring you back into the present moment. Or painting, going for a run. But while you are running, you need to think about good stuff. You need positive affirmations in your mind. You need to tell yourself you can, and you will. Wherever you are, just keep going, keep working at it. It is a learning curve, it is a skill set, but if you keep working at it, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve out of life. Thank you for listening. Bye.